Hey, I haven't been doing videos for a while, 'cause I've started school and I've been getting back into that. So I'll try and get some more up now that I've gotten back into the groove of school. But I thought I'd do one right now. It's 2:09 a.m. In Des Moines, Iowa, and it is September 11th, 2010. Um, yeah, 9 years ago it's been since the September 11th attacks. Um, I was 7 years old, but I feel like it happened, not that long ago at all. I remember it more than probably anything in my childhood, which is more than ridiculous. Like, it's just, it's a very sad thing out of a lot of memories, but being a kid, that's one of them. But I had more, but it's just kind of a weird feeling knowing that one of them was one of the worst tragedies in U.S. history. I don't want to do like a depressing little just like blah blah thing on this, just because that's not the point anymore. I think the main thing we need to get out of 9/11 now is we know how to move forward and not forget, but move forward. And people have done that already, and which is good, because if you don't move forward, you're not going to go anywhere, obviously. But I thought I would at least, say something. I was in second grade, I think it was, and maybe first grade. But I remember getting up, and elementary schools in Des Moines, at least, I don't know, I'm pretty sure they're pretty much the same everywhere else, and I don't know if they are anymore because I'm not in elementary school, but they were, they started later than like high school and middle school. They started about 8:30 for me, and so I didn't have to get up that early. But I remember getting up, seemed normal, everything was normal. And right when I was walking out the door, we have a TV in the kitchen, which, there's like a, it's a way we get out of our house mainly to get, to the cars and the driveway and whatnot, and you go through the kitchen. But we have a little TV in there, and it was on, and I was walking by, and I saw the two towers, and I didn't know what they were really when I was that age. I never, I was only, 7 years old. I just thought, but one of them was on fire. There's a big hole in it. And I just remember wondering, is this a movie? Is this a TV show? What was my mom watching at, 8:30 in the morning? So, I didn't really think much of it, and I went to school. Well, I got to school, and most of the day seemed fairly normal. They didn't say anything. I don't think really a lot of people either didn't know or didn't want to tell us, because, we were only in elementary school. It's not something you really want to talk to little kids about, because, it is a very sad thing. But they just kept us calm. I think that's kind of the main reason. They just kind of tried to keep us calm as much as they could. But I just remember my dad picking me up, and I usually, have a, my mom usually would pick me up, and we'd just drive home, and I live, like, not even a block away from my elementary school, and I was a lazy kid. I should have walked home to and from school. I eventually started walking home when I realized, it's not that far, but my mom, when I was littler, I was little, so, she would pick me up and drive me home or wherever. And it was weird because my dad picked me up, and he wasn't driving, he was walking. And I just remember us walking home, and I thought, this is really weird. That's different. And there were two kids in front of us, and I think they're like in fifth grade, and they seemed really old when I was, that age. And they were like, yeah, man, planes crashed into the Sears Tower, and it's dead or something, they said. And then they said, so we're not going to have school anymore forever. And I was like, what? And I looked at my dad, and he kind of corrected the kids. He said, no, planes hit the World Trade Center, which is in New York, the Twin Towers, and you will still have school. And that's really all he said. And I was like, what? And I didn't think it was a big deal. When they said Sears Tower, I didn't know what that was either. I thought it was the Sears in the mall, at my local mall. And I thought, planes crashed into that. And I was like, what? That's weird. But that wasn't the case at all. But I got home, and that's when I really saw everything. I mean, they had it all over the news. They had it over the news for the next, month, for months and months. And that's when I realized, wow, this is real. And I didn't understand what that meant, when it happened. Like, I didn't understand how many people really died. Nobody really knew, and I didn't, even if they said, and I didn't really, it was so surreal that I think I just never experienced anything like that. No one really had. I mean, nothing this, tragic had really happened like that. And, I remember I was playing with like a Superman toy, and I was just thinking, man, if Superman was here, it'd be nothing, a plane would come at him and he'd just stop it in 2 seconds. Everybody'd be fine. He'd arrest, whoever did it. And that's all I thought about for the whole day. Like, what if, this was in a different world, like Metropolis or something? This is something, that in comic books happens all the time. And, it's always, bigger things happen and stuff like that happens. And everything's fine in the end. And it was weird because I was like, this is not how a comic book ends. This is how our world ends. And it was really weird. And the next day we came to school, and that's when they talked to us, because they knew they knew the parents were watching it on TV, and they knew the kids were probably watching it on TV, and so they had to say something. And my teacher just kind of was talking about it a little bit, and we had to write about our feelings, and, just talking about, it wasn't like, she didn't say anything specific, but, that was really my experience of 9/11, and it really wasn't as, detailed as a lot of people. It's just because I was so little, but I still just remember everything about that day. Like, it was so weird, but, and everybody was just different. Everybody just acted different, and, people you never thought would, and it was just weird. But I didn't really start paying attention to 9/11 until about the 5-year anniversary, somewhere around there, and that's when I really started doing research. It was when we got a new computer, and I just looked it up for a really long time, and I just kind of got really not interested in it necessarily, just I really wanted to know what really happened. And that's when I really started getting affected by it and realizing what happened. And it was just weird. I don't know if people will want to do this, but if they do, you can tell me your experience with that day, what you were doing, maybe if you can remember. But that's really all I have to say about that. We're still here. I can't say that America's in good shape still, but we're still hanging in there, and we're trying really hard. We're still, we're still a country. I mean, nothing's really changed besides that sense. I mean, things have changed, but we're still here, and that's the best part. And I'm really thankful that we still are here, and I feel like that was just a minor setback for every country. Kind of has that. And I think the future, everybody says this, I think the future is going to get better and better, even though it's gotten worse and worse lately. It's just bound to happen. But yeah, tomorrow's the Iowa State game. Go Hawkeyes. But yeah, I'll see you guys next time.